All right, hello everybody. I am Lance. Welcome to the channel, and today I'm going to react to an honest conversation with @piratesoftware. And this particular video for me is like a very large part of what I've been building up to on the channel. A lot of this conversation is kind of what motivated me to start a YouTube channel because I think that Dr. K fumbles the bag pretty hard here. And I think that this guy Jason is Jason. That's his name. He's a real human. I think he really does suffer a lot for it. And I truly do think Dr. K did his best here, and he's not malice at all, right? It's not his fault. But we're gonna get into it, and even from the beginning.
Welcome to another Healthy Gamer GG stream. My name is Dr. Olakino. Just a reminder that although I am a medical doctor, nothing I discuss on stream today is intended to be taken as medical advice.
Knock it down to 1.5.
Educational and entertainment purposes only. If y'all have a medical concern or question,
I can
please
do
go
two.
see a licensed professional.
So
today we're going to be talking with Thor, Pirate Software, and I understand. I don't know the details, chat.
Oh,
but I understand that there has been some drama. I saw that there was drama. I don't know exactly what's going on, but I think we're going to be talking some about that. I mean, I don't know exactly what we're going to be talking about. We're going to talk about whatever Thor wants to talk about and whatever I feel like talking about. But I think that there's been some stuff that's been going on. It kind of feels like one of these like elephant in the room situations where if we just like pretend nothing happened, it feels like super awkward. But I don't know. I don't know, to be honest. Like, I don't really follow like streamer drama very much.
I don't really follow streamer drama very much. Okay. He said two things, and this is kind of my overall point, right? You say that it's an elephant in the room, and it's super weird if you don't talk about it. And then you say you don't follow streamer drama much and you don't know anything about it. This just feels contradictory to me, right? I don't really understand how you can say these two things at the same time. If it's an elephant in the room, you should know something about it. Okay, it's an elephant. It's taking up the whole room. You see how many legs it has. Like, you should be able to see like some decent amount of detail about it if it's like so obvious. And I think Dr. K does know a little bit about it. He just doesn't feel like he has like a clear gist of the narrative yet.
But yeah, whatever happens. So we're going to see. We're going to just talk. So I really enjoy talking to Thor. We've talked to him a couple of times before. It's usually been a great conversation that people have enjoyed. I understand that a lot of people are unhappy with him, more unhappy. So we're going to just figure out what's up with that. As always,
yeah,
we are, we try to be like compassionate and understanding. That doesn't necessarily mean we're non-judgmental, right? So that's.
I love this point. If you're always compassionate to people, from my experience, and that always makes you have like a more positive kind of evaluation of their character, then you're doing it wrong. Sometimes you're compassionate and you're like, wow, I truly get how you feel. That's messed up.
It's not one of our key values,
at some point you should feel that way.
Be authentic and compassionate and recognize that, like, people sometimes struggle, sometimes make mistakes, sometimes have stuff going on. So we try to be as like understanding of that as we can.
Usually that said, though, I mean, it should usually, increase your opinion of somebody to be compassionate. Just not always, though.
Ask y'all to be like as understanding as you can. Before we hop in with Thor, let's.
Yeah, I do think he did his best.
And we just do that for everybody.
I really don't fault Dr. K here.
Right? It's not like he's getting special treatment. That's just what we do here. So we've added, we have a quick update to our Mental Health Awareness Month calendar. So I'm going to just show you all this real quick. So we did Mr. Who's the Boss yesterday. Really loved that stream, community challenge. And so this one is pretty cool. So it's in case of crash out, break glass. So it's actually like a resilience challenge. So the whole point of this month's community challenge, which y'all can, it's absolutely free. Y'all can to Washington, D.C. and
community challenge just sounds fun.
Programs are about, and we actually just got awarded the certification, which is great. So that basically means it's like someone has looked at our curriculum and said, hey, like you guys have, your curriculum meets the minimum requirement to like be good. So it's a good thing. I know it's kind of outside of people's scope, but anyway, just wanted to share that with y'all. If y'all are interested in becoming a coach, by the way, like learning coaching.
I feel like that is like not a big thing to point out to people, but I'm gonna honestly say he's probably right on that, and it's probably just me.
Y'all can sign up. I think HEI will start having cohorts soon, so y'all can sign up over there if y'all want to like learn. Been Thor?
It's been rough.
Yeah, I hear that. So
it's been rough. I genuinely hear that. I'm like, yeah.
I don't really follow much of internet drama.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about what's been going on, or you want to like not talk? Oh, which is like totally fine.
I don't even know where to start with it.
Yeah, he's overwhelmed, Dr. K. He actually can't. He actually can't do this. He doesn't know where to start. He's not going to start, really.
What's going on?
I think recently I've actually been dealing with the ferret rescue. So I guess we should start with that, 'cause
Okay.
some recent stuff.
Because it's like safer to him. It's like something he feels more comfortable with, right? So that's why he wants to start with this, right? Ferret rescue. That's a nice thing to do, right? And then people are just like, once you attract a lot of haters, some people are just haters, okay? And you know, the ferret rescue thing is like a thing where most people are not haters, but they understand that just because you run a ferret rescue does not make you a good person, and it doesn't like rule out the possibility that you are doing anything you may be accused of. So I feel like people hear this and that's what they think he's doing, like on purpose. And I just don't think he's capable of that. And people hating on him for the ferret rescue stuff and like hitting him on that, I think that's just being a hater.
We had, and this kind of ties back into it too. So we had 2 deaths in the rescue this last week, which is rough, you know. And like,
Oh yeah, you make fun
I'm
of him
finding,
for it.
because we're at about 60 ferrets now. We hover around 60, and we lose about 1 to 2 a
You're-
month
you're
because it's
just
a rescue, and that's kind of how
hating.
it works. You get animals in, they're really messed up, really bad position, and that's kind of how it goes. And I'm finding that I can't emotionally connect with every animal. You just can't do it. It's not humanly possible to do that because you're going to lose them, and you can't like absorb that at all times. It's not like a healthy thing to do. And I've been going through that through like the last couple of them.
Oh,
but the last
boy.
one really messed me up because it was Ghost, and Ghost is she was one of the first rescue ferrets, and this animal was like physically abused badly originally. And when I went to go pick her up, she was like one of the first ones that I went to go pick up.
All rips
Normally they
little
give you like a carrier,
buddies.
and the person's like all excited.
His
And like, hey,
volume's
I'm
a
really
little
sorry. And I
low.
feel like a bad person you talk to him.
I
About it,
don't
and then
feel
they
like
give you
his
the animal,
volume's low.
and there's like crying and whatever, right? And then you
This is funny because I have good hearing, so just everyone else just seems loud. So then I'm quiet. But from my perspective, it's like I'm normal and then everyone else is loud.
you take the animal, and then they want to reach out and know how they're doing everything like this, because it's usually a person surrendering because they just can't take care of them.
But then it's like, I hear this, I'm like, I just don't understand. You guys think the word volume is too low.
This one, I go to the house, and I'm like, hey, I'm here to pick her up, and this person just did this, and like handed this ferret to me like this, and it's covered in shit, like just feces all over the body, and I'm like, do you have like a carrier? And they're like, no.
I'm proud of Dr. K's chat at this point. Deflection shield activates. See, I hate people like this though. This isn't deflection. That's not deflection. This is just so this is an armchair psychologist. I just hate this guy's attitude.
Emaciated, covered in feces, ear mites, visible ear mites. It was awful, and it's just she's scratching herself. She had like it was bad, dude.
Oh my god.
Take her to the vet, and we fix her up, and then we find that she is
Oh yeah, there you go. There's my brother or sister here. I can hear his audio fine.
deeply afraid of other animals. She can't be near the ferrets at all whatsoever. Anytime you put her near one, she freezes, and then she'd bite them and immediately pee and poop, which is not a normal response for a social animal. It's like very clearly something has gone wrong. She came from like some kind of an abusive household situation. We've never seen a ferret do that ever. And I worked for, I want to say, God, it's like 2 years now. It had to be like 2 years of working with this animal every day, trying to like get her to integrate with the others, and she never would do it. But she was just so sweet, and I just played with her every day because they need kind of social coughing. And it turned out she had Hodgkin-like lymphoma.
I cannot
hyper-aggressive cancer. It killed her
sit
about 2
through
weeks.
this.
There's no way out.
The
Couldn't save
ferret
her. Is
stuff.
that? I think that's as loud as it can go. What are you doing on this one?
I gotta get into the meat of it all.
I don't know if I can.
Yeah, let me see because it's like
I'm almost redlining on mine.
Hello?
Oh, that's weird. Is it your headphones? You make characters, but it's hardcore, so if your character dies, you lose it forever. But it's a character in a video game, right? So we're doing this dungeon, and
Here we
Cole was
go.
made to run. But it's kind of before that is we did the dungeon before that in a group, and we failed. And it was like, oh shit, everybody's running, everyone's freaking out, and we all made it out alive on that one. So we decided to go back in. Probably shouldn't have done that. When you have a group that falls apart like that, you probably shouldn't do it again. But we went back in, and on this one, a poll was made that was
I actually was not aware of the first attempt where they had actually tried already. That is actually even more of a indicator that the shot caller or the raid leader is not making good decisions. It's like I don't know how this man is caught this much heat for this when I feel like that the leader is the one, and Jason's not the leader. Thor's not the leader. Okay, the leader is the one making bad decisions.
it was way too big. We weren't ready for it, and then all of us fucked up. Like every single one of us did, including me. And I talked about it online for it. But there was a pinnacle moment where one of the guys said, "Run, run, run." So we all ran because you're letting a guy be a shot caller. And then
Yes, and I have a video like everyone is wrong about pirate software, and not familiar with that. Go check that out. And I kind of look at the situation and I just kind of analyze what's going on. And since I'm not a World of Warcraft player, I kind of watched someone else talk about it, and I kind of used his analysis and expertise to make a better sense of what's happening.
And as I ran, he goes, "Why are you running?" to me, and I'm like, I could be a dick right now and be like, "You told us to run, right?"
Yeah, and in that video, my understanding is that the etiquette is actually like if you call run as leader, it's over, and that's the final end all be all command. Did he ever apologize about the WoW thing?
I could just
We'll
like
get to that.
reflect
I
on it.
don't think he needed to.
What are you
I'll
talking
be
about when you did
honest.
that? And I was like, "What do you want me to do for you?" Right? And I said, "What do you want me to do for you?" Look at my mana, because it was mostly out of mana, but I had resources that I could.
And he's tunnel vision. See, the roaching is like, what a misconception people have. He does like he's generally aware that he has a mana gem, but he's forgetting. Right? He's tunnel visioned. He's tunnel visioned on running. As like a more monotropic focused person, he's not good in chaotic environments. He's not good when a whole lot of different things are happening at once, and he doesn't really know what's going on. Right? This is the worst position to put someone like this in. And yeah, like he's still not taking responsibility. That's wild. Jeez. I mean, people are so wrong about that. This is really crazy.
Done for it. And I tried to make like kind of a light of the situation.
I have to
and
stop
I was mostly
watching the
irritated. It was an
chat.
irritation response, not like a real accurate response. And it turned into this massive meme. And there's people in chat getting banned for it.
There's-
So for over
just-
100 days now, there's people that
no.
spam mana gem.
You people are so wrong. You're so wrong. He's not the one that's wrong. You are. This is just so frustrating and so sad to see.
And you're out of resources and run away from your friends and all this kind of shit. And the thing that's crazy about that is tying back
He just didn't remember he had to manage him. He was television.
into the ferret stuff is when Ghost died, my YouTube got littered with comments saying Ghost died because she was out of mana.
Oh my
And
god.
that's the shit that I'm getting every day now. Because these aren't people that give a shit about World of Warcraft. They're not people that give a shit about those characters. They're not people.
Yeah, nobody goes and looks. Even Dr. K, he doesn't go look at the situation, right? You have to. You have to go look at the actual event to be able to comment on it. And the full event. It can't just be a 30-second, 10-second clip. If that's what you did, you don't stop talking unless you go back and look at the whole thing. Unless you really keep it in your mind that there was a first attempt before this where they all failed and the leader thinks it's a good idea to go back in. No. Don't make any judgments.
People that care about any of this stuff. They just want to hate me, and they're doing everything they possibly can to do that in the most vicious and fucked up way I've ever seen. And it is thousands of people. It is not a small amount of people. It is thousands. And I get this shit every day. And then there's people that come in and they go, "Oh, it's so funny. I just said mana in his chat and I got banned." It's like, yeah, we banned 50,000 people on Twitch alone for this shit. 50,000 accounts so far for that. And about
I like how that, like, people think that that's funny. Like, that's just so boring, dude. Who cares? It's just, you're not cute. You're not funny. Like, oh my god, I'm a sheep. I'm following the herd. And I'm harassing this guy in the way everyone else is doing. Bro, I just don't get the mindset, man.
14,000 have gotten unbanned because they put an unban request because like, oh, I didn't realize it was that big of a deal. It's like, dude, this is crazy. It's been going on for over 100 days now. I think it's like,
You would think people would get bored of it, right? You
yes,
would
it's like
think.
about over 100 now. And it's not just that. It spiraled
I would get bored of this after like day one.
out into other things where people made all kinds of wild ass accusations on me. They tried to say I was a pedophile at one point.
Dude. Over this. And the crazy thing is, you people are like actually, and they're blowing it out of proportion. It's like that one chatter. It's like, it's not about a game. It's about someone that people look up to who can't admit their mistakes. Right? It's like people blow it up to be this thing where it's like really more than it is, and then they're wrong about that. That's not what's happening, right? And hopefully, I think as we go through this video, I'm going to be able to show, I'm going to demonstrate that that's not what is happening here.
Because I had a friend back when I was like 19 and they were like 17, We're still friends today. We're both almost 40. And they tried to make up allegations about the two of us. And she had to come out, or he had to come out and say, like, no, this is bullshit. That never happened. Like, what the fuck's wrong with you? So, like, we keep getting, like, these. Basically, I got gish galloped for a while, where it's like,
What does that mean?
shit load of weird. Gish gallop is like, I say a whole bunch of lies about you, and you can't respond fast enough.
Okay. You know, it's funny because I just don't think that thousands of trolls have the capability of gish galloping me. But in his case, I totally understand why he would
So it
feel
looks like
that
they're
way.
true. Is basically the way that it felt.
Right,
So it was like a whole
he's
bunch of like,
he
weird
feels
accusations
overwhelmed.
all at the same time as quickly as possible. And it's weird because when you fight against them, I found something that's really odd to me is I've never seen this before on the internet. Normally, when you ignore stuff, it kind of goes away. You can't ignore things now. If you ignore something like that, people immediately think it's true. And when it's serious allegations like that, you have to respond. So immediately responded to it, shut it down. When I did that, there was a very large number of people who go, no one thought that was real anyway. And then there was a whole other group of people who go, oh, you're fighting it, which means it's true. It's like, where is this coming from? It's like the most whiplash, strange behavior that I've seen on that stuff pretty much ever. And it kind of freaked me out, man. But yeah, it's invested internet trolling. Yeah, I think it's the most invested that I've seen with this kind of stuff. It reminds me a lot of like 2012, which is just like they've absorbed into their personality that they need to kill me by whatever means.
I do think that's an exaggeration. He doesn't understand why people are upset with him. And I understand why people are upset with him, but I just think it's not. How do I say that? I'm going to think about how to say that.
And when I say kill, I mean it. Like I've gotten swatted over this. I've had weird phone calls to my phone where they're trying to like.
Again, because it's not a video game. It's like about you, like setting this example. You're like now a paragon of narcissism. And like, if we allow you to exist on this platform, everybody, it's just going to turn into a narcissist in the world. Like this is what's going on in people's minds. And they're doing this. And then like the more regular person is just like trying to avoid this, and they're trying to avoid the situation because it's just like gone really intense.
Try to get me arrested and all kinds of shit. I've had death threats, thousands of death threats over this, which is just insane. It's weird.
It's so insane to me.
Like I've never seen this kind of vitriol for something that's just so not a big deal, and for such a long.
And yeah, saying it's not a big deal like feeds into the like delusion, because I think this is a delusion. This is a mass delusion. But like, you can't just say it's not a big deal because it is now, right? This is a big deal now. They've made it a big deal, so it is a big deal now, right? Don't say it's not a big deal anymore.
So I'm kind of curious. So first of all, that sounds insane.
It is, yeah.
Like, you know, I've certainly seen that there are people who. I don't think people on the internet realize how much power they have to really like mess up something. So there's this perception that, okay, if you're like successful or famous, that I don't know if this makes sense. It's like almost like the things that you have going well in life are in the same HP pool as the psychological attacks, but that's not how it works.
It's not, because even though I have no clout, I have like a ton of HP pool to handle psychological attacks.
Right. So like I can have a really, really, really strong biceps, but that doesn't protect me from like Hodgkin's lymphoma. Like it just, like the dimensions of a human being, and maybe people understand this, right? So like you can have some dimension of your life going well, and if some other dimension of your life like goes really, really bad, there's a certain amount of resilience that carries through with like the human body. But generally speaking, you know, having a great relationship doesn't make up for a toxic boss. It can help you withstand it. And I think the other big thing that people don't really appreciate is that, like, you know, when someone has an emotional thing that happened to them, like it sounds like you lost a ferret that you were very closely attached to and had sort of connected with, and when they kind of like attack you in that way, like that's very like hurtful.
Well, I mean, it's intended to be. And like, I think what it came to is like, I can identify that and be like, okay, this is an unreasonable attack, right? There's kind of like reasonable attacks. You're like, hey, I'm upset at you for like legitimate reasons. This is why I'm upset at you. And we go, okay, cool. We either resolve that or we don't resolve it. And we kind of go from there, right? And then there's unreasonable attacks, which I think that is an unreasonable attack of like going in and be like, your ferret's out of mana. That's why it died. Like that's designed to just, it's designed to get in your head. It's designed to fuck you up. There's no someone trying to fix a scenario there. They just want to hurt you, right? And so I kind of package those in different ways, but yeah, no, they still hit you. There's no dodging that.
So what I'm kind of curious about, Thor, is like, so first of all, I don't think that what you're going through is, I guess, justified. I mean, it's not.
All right, so there's a way to dodge it. It's just that he has values as a certain kind of person that kind of precludes him from like being agreeable to doing those things. And I don't disagree with him either. Like, he really doesn't want to come off as like disingenuous. I'm sorry. Let me rephrase that. He's not thinking about how he's coming off. He's not that sophisticated. He just doesn't want to be disingenuous, so he doesn't want to say something just to make other people feel better. And that's like why people are so mad. They just want him to understand that he just needs to say things to make people feel better, and that's it. That's it. And that's why people are so mad.
My place to judge, but also like, you know,
And he just refuses, no matter how bad the situation gets.
it sounds like what you did was, I'm still not quite sure. You made a snide comment and then ran away in a hardcore dungeon?
I made a snide comment as we were escaping the dungeon, and 2 people died in that runaway.
I don't think that was there a snide comment made? I'm genuinely, I have did an analysis on this situation. I do not remember. That wasn't snide. Oh no. I don't think that's what snide means. He said it was a little bit of attitude. I wouldn't say that it was snide though. No, he's like, I'm out of mana. What do you want me to do? Like, and he's television. He forgets about the mana gem. That's another thing is people are like, well, you had the mana gem, right? And he knew in the back of his head that he had one, but in this situation, because it's chaotic, he simply forgot.
Okay.
And that was it. And then all the people involved. This is the funny part.
And I would argue that like not only do I know that, but I know that he is incapable of remembering certain things like the mana gem in that situation. He can only focus on a limited number of things at a time in a chaotic environment. It's like pretty clear if you just watch him.
The person who made the rude comment to me at the first place, it was like, why are you running? He ended up getting caught in some other drama with it that I don't even know what happened. And I stepped away from it because I was like, I don't want to deal with any of this. I'm out, right? After all that shit. But what ended up happening right after that was it just exploded, man. Like it just detonated into the sun of just like people being, I feel unreasonably angry because to me, it's like, that's a character in a video game. We just go make new characters. And you just, the whole point, the whole motto.
Yeah, like, and I understand that, Jason doesn't want to be like, oh, I don't want to apologize if I feel like I didn't do anything wrong because I'm lying. I get it. I also think that it's stupid. So it is like, I don't want you to have to feel that you have to do that either. But you can do stuff like offer to help him level his character. And then time you spend to do that is just worth way more than a mana gem, for example. And then it's like, well, how could you say that I just wanted to greed my mana gem? I'm like offering to help spend hours and hours to boost him, right? Like it doesn't make sense. Like obviously I was trying,
For that entire thing was
like I know to do these things. And for me, honestly, I don't have to try very hard because I would genuinely just feel bad if someone died and want to help them. So it's not like it'd be difficult, but like it also helps you just really smooth things like this over with people. And it really helps diffuse a lot of the hate. Like not only are you kind of meaning like the hatred of the kindness, but you're also like just kind of demonstrating that like the motive that they're putting on you just doesn't make sense, doesn't make logical sense, I guess.
we go again. Your character dies.
Yeah, so I think that this is where things get like if you're open to talking about this, like I think it could be helpful because I think there's 2 things that can be true at the same time. One is that the amount of hate that you've received is not acceptable. That I think is true. Like in this moment, I believe that to be true. Like that's not okay. And the way that you are describing the story and the response that you got, there's a big gap there that I think does not. So even if it's unfair, it seems like there's something missing to evoke. So what I'm thinking is like if there's a hardcore raid and people die, sometimes there's a weird situation on the internet where it's like Tinder catches fire and then things get blown out of proportion.
Sure.
So there's absolutely like an unfairness to that, but I'm also imagining and thinking about my experiences on the internet and the way that you're describing it seems, so there's no question that things are like objectively, in my mind anyway, maybe I'm wrong here, but there's no way in my mind that you deserve what is happening to you because I don't believe that someone getting death threats is warranted for anything that happens in World of Warcraft. I just don't think that that's like, I cannot envision a scenario in which those 2 points get connected.
Yeah, because it's not about World of Warcraft anymore, as like the comment said. It's about like you're a paragon of narcissism at this point, right? Like you've done something where like no rational human being could possibly like be in this situation and act the way you do and take the amount of hate you've taken and not just apologize. You must have like some like neuropathy that's preventing you from just apologizing. You're a narcissist. Now, everybody's right up till that last point. He does have, and you calling it neuropathy is not exactly what I think. Yes, he does have something unique about him that does make it impossible for him to apologize when he doesn't think he's doing something wrong. And it's not narcissism.
And at the same
I
time,
do understand the route that it carried, though, and I can't explain that anyway.
yeah. So that's because I
It can be, but in this case, it's not.
think that like the nerve that you, so what I'm getting is that you struck a nerve. You really pissed a lot of people off. And
yeah, and he doesn't understand why. Jason genuinely does not understand what's going on.
Running away in a hardcore wipe, like a hardcore raid that is wiping, I do not think is the nerve that you struck. Does that make sense?
No, it was the fact that I was smug on the way out.
No, it wasn't. And actually, every time he describes it, he's going to be wrong. And he's going to think that he's right. Jason just doesn't know. Jason doesn't understand. Right? Dr. K, your job here is to help him understand this, right? And unfortunately, Dr. K has a hypothesis, and his hypothesis is just simply not correct here.
Because I made
And the person suffering for it is Jason.
Comment that I made was made with a smug face, right? Because like at that point, it was like
The
group had already wiped once. We were in the process of wiping again, and I'm like, dude, like everybody who's involved in this is screwing up. Why are you calling out just me specifically? I'm gonna make a smug.
I'm gonna tell you, brother. I can be 10 times as smug as you, and I can play it off, and people can't do anything to me. I just know how to play people. That's it. That's the difference. I know how to calm the rest of the people down and get them on my side. And if I just don't like someone and I want to just be a complete smug bastard to them, I'm 10 times worse than you are, and I get away with it when I do it.
Comment and response. And then it turned into, this is just this guy's fault. It's just my fault. Should have made a smug comment for it. Know that, obviously. But the response for this to be 100 days of this and all these crazy
See, I would have gone 10 times harder, and I would not have dealt with any of that.
allegations being made against me.
That
doesn't make sense.
So you made you made the smug comment on stream?
Oh yeah, no, all this was live.
Okay, so this was live. And then was there some kind of aftermath?
Also, Dr. K, you actually have to go look. You have to go look. If Dr. K looked, he would actually realize he's really not being that snide and he's not being that smug. So the way Jason's communicated has actually made himself sound really bad because it's actually making him sound like he did say something and it's bad. But if you go look, he didn't actually say anything bad. That's the thing.
Usually when this stuff happens, it's like, if things go to Twitter, that's when people, I think, really dig themselves into a hole.
No, I didn't go to, like, I posted a post on Twitter saying, hey, this is all this stuff. I said in there, like, hey, this is, everybody screwed up, including myself. This is everything that was going on. And that was that. And I have the post, if we can go pull it up. I'm going to grab it.
So what I'm curious about is the people who got mad at you at the beginning, I'm not talking about the death threat folks. The people who got mad at you at the beginning, what were they mad about?
Okay. Very, very important question. Great question.
They were mad that I was being smug. That was like the general initial catalyst for it. The problem was,
but Dr. K understands that's not happening. Dr. K knows that is absolutely not what happened.
What I ended up seeing is a whole bunch of content creators, because this is a content guild, they took a whole bunch of clips of me to make it look as exaggerated as possible and then turn that.
Now everybody's like clipping you out of context, which, to be fair, yes, because people are not looking at the whole situation. They're looking at and it's exacerbating it, but it's really not.
Content all over the internet, and they kept pushing it. Since there's so many content creators pushing it at the same time to try and get as many views as possible, it pushed this narrative, and that spiraled it completely out of control. And when I say making content out of it, one of those creators actually had his child on video with the face blurred out say, "Pirate software is a disgusting roach." Like, this is wild shit. That's not a small creator. It's like thousands of viewers, right? So you see this kind of shit, and you're just like, "What's wrong with you, man?" Like,
ignorance, delusion.
Why are you doing this? I get it. That's why I put out the video of like anything for views.
That's why I'm making this video, is hopefully to clear up some of that misunderstanding. And if people want to pull up some of my comment section and try that shit on me, go ahead. See what happens.
I get that you're trying to do this for views, but you're doing it to cannibalize people around you in the same space as you. That's not sustainable long term. Maybe they don't care that it's sustainable or not, but that's fucked up. I don't think there's any other way I can describe that, is to try to cannibalize some of the creators so you can get a quick view. Is nuts to me, man. especially because throughout that event, I was trying to do things like, hey, let's go make content with this other creator. I was sending our community over to other people. Like one of the people that actually turned around and just immediately tried to turn it into memes and views and everything like that and try and go in on me. We had the whole community go over there and gave him a level 25 hype train. Like just, hey, you guys should support this dude. He's a smaller stream. He's got like 100 viewers. Go and support him. And everybody jumped over there and it was like $20,000 in a hype train, dude. And then immediately switches around and does that shit. And it's like, what? Like, what's wrong with you?
Yeah, so I know this is going to sound weird, Thor, but like I'm getting some missing qualities here. Have you heard that phrase? So,
yeah.
Do you know what missing means? The missing reasons. So I mean, we can take a look at your Twitter post if you like. So I mean, I think we've actually got a couple of options here. So like, I enjoy talking to you. I like you. I respect you. I think that sometimes streamers make mistakes, and at the same time, I think that something about what you're describing feels like there's a chunk that's missing. So I totally,
because it's all disconnected timeline wise.
Okay.
I guess it's hard to describe each individual piece. So the event inside of that dungeon happened. Then afterwards, I got brought into a call with the person who called me out. I left the call because he was shouting over me, and I was like, I don't want to deal with this. I'm not going
to. Overstimulated, very tense situation. Yeah.
I have a fight with you. I don't want to deal with it. And I left. So that kind of made that more. And then content creators started to make a big deal about it. I started to receive death threats in the game from other players. And I said on stream, I'm going to start reporting people for doing this shit. I'm going to go after them. That got clipped, sent out onto the internet. And then when people sent that out on the internet, they tried to say that I was going after other streamers, when in reality I was going after the people who were sending me death threats. And the only streamers that I reported were ones that had done things like said on stream, I'm going to go to Pirate Software's community and harass him because I think it's good content, saying that live on stream, which is like 2 or 3 people.
Why can't it be me? See, some people die of thirst and others drown. It's so sad.
I don't think that's a wrong thing to report. So they clipped that one.
I want to catch that fade. You know, I'm the only person on the planet who actually wants to do this. Why can't it be
this
me?
all kind of got spread onto livestream fail and all these little pieces out of context. I guess the basic way to think about it is, imagine you're driving your car and there's a guy sitting in the side seat.
There's an element of like that really gets me. It's like it gets under my skin of like people thinking he's an easy target and they actually don't care about the situation and it is a grift. That part, and you know, most people are not doing that. But those people, like, oh yeah, I got problems with those.
And he handcuffs you and takes control of the wheel, and you just get to watch the car drive, and no one will listen to you saying, hey, I'm not driving the car. This isn't accurate. They don't listen to that anymore. They just see your car driving in that direction. So they've taken full control of the narrative at that point. I can't do a damn thing about it.
I agree you can't. I agree that you can't. Other people can, but you're not built for that. You're just not built to do that. And I understand that.
And that's what happened on livestream fail. And we get that all the time now too. So like anything that I do on stream, this will probably be clipped out of context and put up on livestream fail as well. I'm not really surprised if something like that is. And they'll bring it up and go and do that kind of stuff. Yeah.
The prediction. That's exactly what happened.
There's still more.
I would love to hear what else there is. And I think what bothers me,
he knows that there is something happening that Jason's not saying. He knows there's more to the story, right? I mean, Dr. K is certainly no fool. He knows that. But the problem is, again, he's just kind of fixated on this one idea of this being an ego thing, this being a cognitive bias. And I guess you could say it's a cognitive bias, right? I guess, but not in the way he thinks, right?
about this
It's not an emotional bias. It's a processing bias.
This is making sense for me on 2 major levels. One of which I think is, I'm just debating now for a second, because I think one of the things that I'm starting to hypothesize, I just really have to think about this.
All right.
Could really add fuel to the fire. So I have to think about whether I even want to mention that or not. So let's start with just getting more context.
And it did.
So after all that livestream fail stuff went off, eventually it started to kind of fall away.
And it did.
But then anytime anything happened with livestream fail, anything, or anytime anything happened with OnlyFans, the guild, I get blamed for it. They would think that they thought it was part of some kind of a narrative that I would show back up, and it was like a bit. The whole thing was a bit, and all the hate was a bit. And I was like, no, I don't want to be a part of this. I'm out. I don't like, you know, I got kicked from the guild. I don't want to deal with any of this. I don't want to be a part of this. And then somebody actually DDoSed Blizzard in the middle of one of the OnlyFans raids to kill the raiders. So they DDoSed a multi-billion-dollar company, which is wild. Like, that's crazy to me. So they DDoSed that, and then a ton of people dive into chat saying like, oh, you did it. Why did you DDoS OnlyFans? Why did you go after OnlyFans? And then I found out Asmongold made a joke about that, and he was like, oh, it was probably Pirate Software. And it's like, no, that has nothing to do with me. And I said it.
That he doesn't understand jokes, right? Nobody actually thinks that. They're joking. He doesn't understand, though. He's taking it seriously. This is what's making him a soft target for people, is that they don't even have to be trying to get under your skin. to succeed. That's what's
Like, you
like.
can't make those jokes.
So then what happens is that the grifters can really, they're the ones that are really messing up your life because they get to come in and they just know your free content, your free eats. So they're just going to pick on you constantly and you'll react to it. And then it's just more content, right? You're just like an infinite content farm. And that's how they can treat you like a lolcow, even though you're not really a lolcow, right? It's like you're functioning like one, but even though you're not like saying really stupid and outrageous things.
People believe them.
It's well, you know, it's not stupidity. It's something fundamentally different. But like people do misinterpret like not being able to get jokes as stupidity. So I guess yeah, in that sense, yeah, I guess it is a lookout.
They just believe it, and it's not everybody. Most people realize that a joke, but some people just believe that shit, and then they...
Even if it were true, I wouldn't even acknowledge those people, right? Because there are other people that don't get jokes, right? So they don't know it's a joke, but you just kind of laugh and be like, guys, come on, right? You know it's a joke. You know?
They run with it. You know, and that's kind of where that's gone. Yeah.
You can't really ever afford to take something like that seriously. You know, even if there's an element of truth to what you're saying.
Most disturbing things that I've seen. And in my chat right now, we're actually banning constant. So this is definitely already up somewhere.
What are you banning people for?
People that come in and say, like, calling me a roach, because the act of running out of a dungeon is called roaching in the game. Still, 100 days. It's been 100 days. People that are spamming mana gem, which is the resource item that I could have used in the game at that time, just over and over again. See, they're just getting banned constantly. It's just like a constant.
Now when he says this, it does actually sound like he acknowledges he could have used a mana gem and then not been out of mana. And in theory, could have done better.
The bans right now, and I knew that was going to happen.
How do you understand that?
How do I understand what?
Why that's happening so much?
What do you mean? I'm not sure I understand.
Well, in a short answer, Alderkay, he doesn't understand it.
Yeah, how do you understand why people keep showing up? You're saying it's happening constantly, right? You're saying that
it happens if I talk about it. It happens if I don't talk about it. This is every day. It's just more right now because we're talking about it.
Right. So I understand that it happens every day. It sounds like it's like awful. I don't think you deserve this. At the same time, I think that if we want to, we can try to understand it. Is that interesting to you?
Sure. I mean, I think I do understand it. I think it's...
What do you understand?
I think I do understand it. Well, you know, I think what I'm doing is a little bit better because I think I'm hearing what he's saying and I'm going, well, actually, we can rule that out for this reason. I know it's not because he says something smug, but I'm telling you, like, I could say something way more smug and I'm telling you I get away with it. Like, I can actually demonstrate this to you. Like, people say more smug stuff than this all the time and they get away with it. Totally scot-free. So it's not that.
I think it's become a popular thing. I think that's really what it is. It's become kind of like a signpost on the internet, like, hey, stop by and do this thing because it's funny.
Yeah, and I think that I don't know how. I don't think you understand that though. Like, I guess I agree with this, right? But this is a pretty surface level observation. Like, that's really not an interpretation. That's just an observation. That's just factual, like what's occurring, right?
And I get that. Like, I understand that. You know, it's because for a lot of these people, they've never engaged with their community before. They don't know who I am. They're not really interested in who I am. They just want to pop in and say a thing and then get banned.
Right.
That's it. Right. And some of them are chat hoppers from other communities, from creators that don't like me from that event and have created negative content about me. So they're doing that, and they come over from that community and they think that that's part of it. You know, or they want to be a part of that in some way. Some people describe it as parasocial within the community, but to be real with you, I think it's just people that want to be part of something.
Yeah, it's just herd. It's just herd. It's just following the herd.
Okay.
It's just following the herd. It's just what other people are doing.
Can you show me that? Do you feel okay? So, like, is this what we're talking about today? Like,
I mean, I guess.
I mean,
I don't know how things are going. This is it.
Okay, so I think this has the potential to be great, and the reason for that is, like, I think that there's a lot that everyone who is watching right now can relate to and understand. The thing that I'm concerned about...
False. Actually, that's so false. Nobody can actually relate to Jason. Not nobody, but very few people in the chat and watching can relate.
Is that I'm going to challenge you in some ways. And the main thing that I'm concerned about is how the way that I challenge you could be clipped out of context, misconstrued, used as evidence that Thor is the worst human being on the planet. Does that make sense? Like, I'm actually like genuinely concerned about that. That
I
like
almost guarantee that it will.
right. So then I think we have to make a decision
And it happens.
about. So I think that there is a way. I'm hopeful, but I don't know. I think there's a way that if we have this conversation, it can actually decompress a lot of the emotional energy that's on the internet. But I think
No,
a lot of
talk about it. 'Cause,
Huh?
like, it's I'd be down to talk about it because to be real with you, it's not really changing anything at this point. Like the route of trying to ignore it, route of trying to talk about it, route of trying to reason about it. We've done pretty much everything that I can think of at this point over like 100 days. And like I've sent over to Kronos. Kronos will be there. I sent him the tweet so he can get it over to you.
Okay, let me take a quick look at this. So, because I think this is like, I'm really sorry you're going through this, and I think that there's a lot that we have to be careful about. And also, I think the reason that we're here is to try to have some challenging conversations. So can I actually, while I'm waiting for that tweet from Kronos, I'm going to go grab an iPad because I think drawing here could be helpful.
Oh no.
Sure.
Okay.
Yeah, do it up.
And Thor, let me know, the second that this
Links in there as well.
Yeah.
They go to the original like post.
Okay, wow. Okay, we're actually going to be reading a tweet. And he's finally going to look at
Some
kind
of
of
the stuff, I think
situation.
you need those for context.
Okay, so let's take a look at that. Okay. So to start with, here's my response to the Dire Maul. From my perspective, I didn't feel I could save anyone else with the resources I had left, even with the mana gem and robe cooldowns. Since the call was to run, was made, I followed the call and got out as quickly as possible. In every other instance where stuff has hit the fan, a shot caller is called a specific target, and nobody died, you call run, run, run. Okay, Yamato pinned the entire thing on me.
Yep.
Okay.
That's how I felt at the time, and I still feel that way.
Okay. Our party went wrong. Each person in the group made mistakes, including myself.
All right. I'm actually going to cut off here. Actually, we're going to finish the
Depend on a
tweet
single
and then I'll
person.
cut off part one.
Okay, hope it was worth it for you.
He's not really reading. He's skimming it, right?
Okay. So this was live on stream, right?
Yeah, all of it was live.
Absolutely. And so it was also live who made the call to run?
Yes. Yeah, he made the call to run.
Okay.
Now, does Dr. K understand what that means?
Okay, so it sounds like here's the hate raid that you're talking about. Okay. So, thank you so much for...
And we expected, and that's why I wrote in there, I was like, those trying to defend me, don't worry about it.
Okay. So we've covered the tweet. Dr. K has not read the tweet. He skimmed it, and that's not necessarily a bad thing. We're going to go into part two after this. My heart rate's up. I can feel it. It's like, yeah, I will say he has said certain things like, I hope it was worth it, stuff like that, which I know are going to be like agitating comments. And we'll go into it part two. See you there.